Buenas tardes y bienvenidos a todos. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shearer and I'm the Spiritual Director and Founding Minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. Today is Saturday, July 25th. And we're continuing with our annual theme, which is 2020 Spiritual Vision. The topic for the month of July has been Unchained or Untethered Spirituality. And the topic for this week is the Tao of Freedom. Again, if you are interested in some of the suggested books for this month, there's two, which the first one is Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, Living the Wisdom of the Tao by Wayne Dyer. And the second is Meta-Human, Unleashing Your Infinite Potential by Deepak Chopra. Each week, we open up with a spiritual practice called affirmative prayer. This is also known as spiritual mind treatment. It's a powerful tool and a practical tool that helps to shift our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention. As we do each week, I'll be reading from the Creative Thought magazine. I'll be reading today from July 27, 2014. Spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person, so I invite you to close your eyes if you so choose and take these words as your own. Today, I call on God, knowing that I am always answered, since within me is the source of all good. God, I am the all in all. With great humility and reverence, I accept and surrender the I am presence within me that is all things, knows all things, and forever directs my feet in the pathways of righteousness. As I forgive myself and every other self for any past errors, I cleanse all limiting beliefs and discussions from my mind and my heart. My mental merger with God is complete. I now see with the eyes of God. I hear with the ears of God. I speak with the words of God. I feel with the heart of God, and I think with the mind and wisdom of God. I am that I am. This is truly me, and I let the light that I am dispel any darkness I may encounter. I raise myself so that I am a way shower for others on their journey home. I lovingly accept and release this, knowing to the law of mind the perfect fulfillment. I am so grateful for the truth and the power in these words already made manifest. It is done as I believe. Thanks be to God. And so it is. That was written by Elizabeth Terry from Kingston, Jamaica. So let's review our purpose, vision, and mission statements, again, as we do each week. So if you would like to read them along with me. Just having a little technical issues here, just waiting for it to pop up. There we go. So our purpose is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. Our vision is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And we do this by means of our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And at this time, I'd like to again welcome everyone. Know that each of you is valued and you are loved and blessed and honored. So please know that you are welcome here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. We teach a philosophy here called the Science of Mind. It's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. We offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. One of them we've already shared, and that's the affirmative prayer for spiritual mind treatment. And we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. Dr. Ernest Holmes founded this teaching in the 1920s after studying both Eastern and Western philosophies and spiritual texts in order to create the Science of Mind, which focuses on the individual use of thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. So each week we offer a service with an inspirational message. And normally this would be done at a downtown restaurant here in Puerto Vallarta. But since we are still in isolation phase or staying at home, other than for essentials, I welcome you here into my home. So we look forward to getting back to some form of normalcy where we're able to go out freely to enjoy our mom and pop style traditional restaurant, where we'll have time afterwards for discussion and also to enjoy some home style Mexican cooking. Some more information on when we will be actually opening up again at the restaurant will be both on our Facebook page and on our website. My guess is that probably won't be until perhaps September, maybe even longer, but we'll keep you up to date. So if you have any questions or comments, please post them here online or email me directly and I'll be sure to respond. And my email can be found on our website. You can contact me directly through the website, and I'll give that information to you again later today. So freedom is more than just something to receive. Universal source, spirit, God, whatever you choose to call it, cannot be bound, enslaved, or imprisoned, which means the truth of all of us is also freedom as a divine right, a divine way of life. While this is the truth, many still experience enslavement, imprisonment, and being held captive or hostage sometimes in physical ways, and sometimes, as I mentioned last week, we do this to ourselves. We bind ourselves with our ideas, concepts, and beliefs, and some of them might even not be our own. They might have been borrowed or passed on to us by our peers, our friends, our family, our ancestors. The Tao of freedom is gifting ourselves with the ability to live freely while at the same time bringing this truth to others who may currently be incarcerated or have trauma around the ideas of being a prisoner or imprisoned, again, whether that's physically or mentally. So I'd like to share with you this quote from Dr. Ernest Holmes. Living without fear, he says, the road to freedom lies not through mysteries or occult performances, but through the intelligent use of natural forces and laws. So this month, we have been focusing on untethered spirituality. The first week, we discussed about being free at last. And last week, we discussed that none of us are free until all are free. This week, we'll be discussing the Tao of freedom. Taoism is part philosophy and part religion. It emphasizes doing what is natural, going with the flow, in accordance with the Tao, a cosmic force which flows through all things. And according to Dr. Ernest Holmes, the divine plan is one of freedom. Bondage is not God ordained. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul. The inherent nature of man is forever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom. We do well to listen to our inner voice, for it tells us of a wonderful life in its scope, of a love beyond our fondest and wildest dreams, of a freedom which the soul craves. So let's look at this a little bit deeper by going over 3 key points. So the first one is, it is not I, but the spirit within that does the work. Secondly, we are conduits for the divine. And thirdly, being receptive to that power within. So it's not I, but the spirit that does the work. According to Taoism, one's ultimate goal is to live at peace with the way of the Tao, and to recognize that everything happens in life should be accepted as part of that external force which binds and moves through all things. And just like in New Thought, we refer to the thing itself, that invisible essence from which everything comes, the source of all, and the unlimited power and creative intelligence that is present everywhere at all times and within every one of us. This source creates our individual experience according to the direction of our thought, our belief, and our intention. Neil Donald Walsh says this: to live your life without expectation, without the need for specific results, that is freedom. That is godliness. That is how I live. So yes, we are conduits for the divine. One way we bind or imprison ourselves is with our thoughts, that proverbial monkey mind, that endless stream of chatter that leaves us feeling sometimes overwhelmed, confused, paralyzed, stuck, based on the belief that we are our thoughts. That voice in our head is just really the ego feeding itself. The Tao of freedom helps us to stop identifying with that voice and to realize that we are not the one who is thinking these thoughts, but rather we are the one who is aware of them. Knowing ourself as the awareness behind the voice, or becoming aware of awareness can truly transform your life. We had just finished a book study on the untethered soul, and a lot of what Michael Singer writes about is this point exactly. So if you haven't already read it, I highly recommend it as well, knowing that Michael Singer actually does practice the Tao, so that perhaps can give you a little bit more insight into that teaching. I left this quote that is from Elizabeth Gilbert in Eat, Pray, Love. She says, "You need to learn how to select your thoughts, just the same way you select your clothes every day. This is a power you can cultivate. If you want to control things in your life so bad, work on the mind. That's the only thing you should be trying to control." So, how do we be receptive to the power within without any attachment? One of the fundamental tenets of Taoism is Wu Wei, which means action without intent. And it can be further extended to mean action without attachment. When we release our attachment to an outcome and simply allow things to be as they are, we tap into an awareness of the power that is without limit. That power works in us, through us, and as us. You may have heard these words in spiritual mind treatment, connecting us to that one, the one divine source. And this divine source that works in us, through us, and as us. True freedom lies in knowing that we need not, um, that we don't need to harness this power. We need only to be aware of it and to be receptive to the existence. It's not us that does everything. Yes, we have the thoughts and the ideas and the beliefs, but then we release it to the divine source for the outcome. So it's not up to us to know the how, just the what. So what is it that you want? What is it that you want both to have and to let go of? William Shakespeare says this in Hamlet. "This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man." So yes, we must be true to our truth, to what's in us, to allow that to be without any attachment. So as I become still and look within, I acknowledge that there is one power and first cause to all things. This power expresses itself in me, through me, as it does with all life. My freedom springs from the awareness that this is the truth about me, since I am one with the divine, the absolute source for the universe. The only action I need to take is to accept that divinity within me and within each and every person that I meet. So what could be more liberating than that. Sort of letting ourselves off the hook for controlling all outcome. We just have to be true to ourselves, be us, and just allow, maintaining awareness of our thoughts, because our thoughts become things, they become our actions, and they become our manifestations. So today, our affirmation: my freedom is the awareness that all things live together for the good of all other things and for the greater good of life itself. And so now this is our time for mindful giving and financial support to our spiritual home. Here at the Center for Spiritual Living, excuse me, we rely on your support to continue operating while we are not out in a spiritual building that we own. We don't have an expense to maintain it. However, we do have other operating expenses. So we greatly accept any offering that you have. And we do hope that you can provide some support so that we can continue to providing this powerful teaching of the science of mind here in Puerto Vallarta. So we bless any and all financial gifts that you give today. Every donation is greatly appreciated, whether it's $5 or $500 or even just the cost of a cup of coffee. So at this time, we would normally be passing out the donation basket for donations, but right now I'm going to send you to our website, and that is www.cslpv.org. And once you are on our landing page for the website, you'll see a little Donate Now button, and that's through PayPal. So please click on that Donate Now button and repeat these affirmations after me if you so choose. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. And together we say, I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So thank you everyone for coming in today, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or our website. Know that we are here for you. So if there is anything that you are needing treatment on, please contact me or one of your local practitioners and ask for a treatment. We are more than happy, I am more than happy to offer that service for you. But also I want you to know that you are all honored, blessed, and your support is a blessing to us. So I am honored as well to offer this to you and to have you join me here today. So thank you, and know that you are loved